There's a certain kind of man that women just can't forget. And it's not because he's rich, handsome, or loud, it's because he's rare. Most guys either shrink themselves to please women, or they try too hard to impress them. But this man, he doesn't play either of those games. He's calm, he's sharp, he's grounded, and most importantly, he's emotionally intelligent. See, it's not kindness that unsettles women, it's control they can't gain. That's why the man who's emotionally in charge of himself, who knows exactly what he feels, why he feels it, and refuses to let anyone use that against him, is the one she remembers. She can't shake him, she can't bend him, and she definitely can't manipulate him. He doesn't overreact, he doesn't chase, he doesn't try to please just to keep things peaceful. He watches, he thinks, he moves with purpose. That's what emotional intelligence looks like. And when you mix that with masculine calm, it becomes magnetic and honestly, dangerous. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to become that man. Not by pretending, not by playing games, but by developing 6 specific traits that make emotionally intelligent men unforgettable. Miss one, and you'll keep repeating the same old patterns. But master all 6, and you change the way every woman experiences you. Let's break it down. Ever been in a relationship where she suddenly gets distant or cold for no clear reason? Most guys either start panicking, sending long messages, asking what's wrong, trying to fix things instantly, or they shut down completely and go cold themselves. But the emotionally intelligent man, he doesn't flinch. He notices the shift. He feels it. But he doesn't get dragged into it emotionally. He doesn't chase clarity out of fear. He waits for it with presence. That kind of response isn't toxic. It's powerful. It shows you can't be baited. You won't get pulled around like a puppet. You see the emotional game for what it is, and you choose how to respond. It's not about being cold. It's about being centered. When everyone else reacts, you observe. And when a woman sees that, she doesn't see weakness. She sees power she can't move. That's what makes you stand out. When a man doesn't need to be liked to feel good about himself, it shifts everything. Picture this. You're on a first date and she throws a subtle jab. Maybe it's about your job, your goals, your past. Most guys would laugh it off nervously or try to explain themselves. But you just smile and say, "Interesting comment," then move on. You're not cold. You're just not seeking approval. You're already grounded in who you are. You're not auditioning for her validation because you've already chosen yourself. That level of calm self-respect is rare. And it's magnetic, because while other guys are trying to charm, you're simply being real. You're not here to win points. You're here to connect, if it makes sense. And if it doesn't, you're fine either way. That's not arrogance. That's confidence rooted in clarity. Here's something most guys don't get. Reading a woman's emotions doesn't mean you're trying to fix or control her. It means you're tuned in, but you're not reactive. Say you're in a relationship and she suddenly becomes quiet, moody, or short with you. Most men either get defensive, "What's your problem?" or just shut down. But you ask once calmly, "Everything okay?" She says no. You nod. You don't force it. You give her space. And later, when emotions have settled, you bring it back up. Not with blame, not with accusations, just honest presence. That kind of patience throws people off, especially someone who's used to controlling the emotional tone of every conversation. She realizes she can't use confusion to get a reaction from you. You're not playing defense. You're playing chess. You replace tension with transparency, and most people aren't ready for that, but they respect it. We've all seen it. Arguments that turn into shouting matches. Emotions boil over, voices get loud, people say things they regret. But here's the difference. The emotionally intelligent man doesn't play that game. When tension rises, he slows down. He speaks clearly. He listens first. He asks questions instead of throwing accusations. He stays in control of his tone, and that changes the whole dynamic. Why? Because when someone can't escalate you, they can't control you. You're not trying to win arguments. You're not trying to be right. You're leading the energy, and that's rare. In a world where people react fast, your calm response stands out like a spotlight. And look, being calm doesn't mean you're soft. It means you're strategic. You know when to be kind, when to be direct, and when to walk away without a single word. You don't let chaos become your emotional home. You bring peace, and if someone's addicted to dysfunction, they'll either rise to meet you or they'll leave. Either way, you win. Most guys crumble when a woman shows strong emotion. Maybe she's fiery, moody, or challenges you head on. A lot of men either avoid the heat completely or try to overpower it by matching her energy. But not you. You regulate. You hold eye contact. You speak with presence. You stay warm but firm. You validate her feelings without collapsing into them. That balance is powerful. Why? Because when you stay grounded in the storm, she can relax. Your calm becomes her anchor. Your emotional leadership becomes her safety. Women are used to leading the emotional tempo in relationships. But when she meets a man who won't get swept up, who won't run or rage, but can hold space for her to feel without losing his center, that's when she starts to trust. That's when she feels something real, something solid, not dominance, not submission, but strength, a presence she can lean into. And that's what scares her, in the best way, because she can't control it, but she respects it. And deep down, she wants it. This right here, this is the highest form of emotional intelligence. The ability to walk away, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with clarity and peace. Whether it's a long-term relationship, a marriage, or something casual, things sometimes stop aligning. Most people explode, they point fingers, they spiral. But the emotionally intelligent man, he doesn't. He accepts the truth. He processes his emotions privately, and then he moves on, clean. No shouting, no guilt trips, no winning the breakup, just quiet strength, and nothing shakes a woman more than a man who can walk away and never look back. Why? Because it means he was never emotionally owned. He was there by choice, and when that choice no longer served him, he let go, with peace. That's power, that's rare, and that's unforgettable. You don't need to raise your voice to earn respect. You don't need to beg to feel loved. And you definitely don't need to play games to hold someone's attention. What you really need is stillness, a calm mind you can control so it doesn't betray you, a clear heart you understand so no one can use it against you, and a voice that speaks with clarity, not desperation. When you master your emotions without suppressing them, when you speak with purpose instead of reacting out of fear, when you move with calm, focused energy instead of chasing approval, you stop being just another guy. You become a force, not loud, but felt, not predictable, but precise, not cold, but quietly powerful. And here's what no one says out loud. A man like that changes the room just by walking in. Not because he demands attention, but because his presence commands it. He doesn't need to try hard to impress anyone, because who he is already speaks volumes. Women don't fear that man because he's manipulative. They fear him and crave him. Because he makes them feel something rare. He gives them a mix of safety and challenge, warmth with boundaries, depth without drama. That kind of man breaks cycles. He disarms games. He pulls out the truth, even from people who aren't ready for it. That's power. That's maturity. That's emotional intelligence. So, don't aim to be the guy who's liked by everyone. Don't aim to be chosen. Aim to be solid, clear, grounded. A man who listens more than he talks, who doesn't speak to be heard, but to understand. A man who protects his peace like it's sacred and only shares it with those who earn it. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to be disciplined, patient, and driven by something deeper than validation. Take your time, build yourself in silence, sharpen your thinking, clarify your standards, master your energy, and let the world adjust to you, not the other way around. Because a man who masters himself doesn't just rise, he reigns. If this hit you, don't just keep it in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It'll help you remember it, and it might help someone else too. Hit that like button if this brought you clarity, and share it with someone who needs to hear this right now. We're all trying to become sharper, calmer, and more in control. So let's keep building minds that don't break, no matter what.